All right, what is good for the culture family? Yet another session, another day that we are here and we're able to execute. So let me log in real quick. Here we go. We are active in our live account. Telegram is up. Everything seems to be working smoothly today. So hopefully we have a nice smooth session here today. Just make sure that we're live. Yep, everything working perfectly. That's a first. Thank you, God, for everything working perfectly. What is today? Today is the 8th. We'll save that. All right. So I'm just going to send this out here to the Telegram, and then we will go live. All right. I just want to pull up my other chart here so that I have everything pulled up and ready to go. Thank you. All right, we're taking a look here at the Nasdaq. So we're going to take quite the gander at Nas 100 here. Now, we opened up here. It looks like, let's take a look what happened. Let's pull up our market session. Now, sent out in the daily outlook today, we were anticipating a bullish market structure, a bullish continuation of our, this bullish range here. So price has just been creating higher highs and higher lows within this bullish 15-minute structure, within the bullish 1-hour structure, and on the 4-hour in the daily, right? So this 4-hour candle appears to be closing bullish here at the session open. We can anticipate the next 4-hour candle to continue with the volume in that direction of our trend. So what am I looking for here? Well, we just seen that our opening range high has been swept. I would have loved the opening range low to be swept first, but it's okay. We can't be beggars in the markets, or we're beggars, in the market. So what I'll be looking for is a correction back down and then a continued bullish push to the upside. If we do see our opening range low get broken, then that'll flip our structural bias in terms of where we think price can go. But as of right now, I'll just be looking for a continuation based move of the current buys in the markets. So for YM here, the opening range high has not been broken. So it's likely that I might trade YM over the NQ, as it did take out that high. YM has not taken out that opening. Oh, excuse me, I stand corrected. YM has in fact taken out the opening range high. Now, if price sweeps through this level here and breaks through these lows, we potentially see an opening range low get swept, resulting in a possible sell move to the downside coming into our daily session, right? Current 4-hour candle is bullish. We have this imbalance to fill to the upside. So it's likely that if we do see a sell move to the downside, it'll be likely of a corrective base move. But overall, market structure is bullish. So that's what we are riding with currently, coming off of this 4-hour candle being bullish as well, as you can see here. Let's take a look at what our 5-minute candle is doing. 5-minute candle appears to be pretty bearish here, but we are still in an overall bullish market structure. Can you turn that down a little bit? Yep. Can you turn it down just a little bit? All right, so yeah, we're gonna wait for our 4 hour candle here to show us, pretty much what it's gonna do here in the next 20 or so minutes. We may look at I'm really not inclined to taking sell positions, in this current market structure, even though we did take out the opening range high. There's a 70% chance that we go effect and sweep the lows of the opening range here. So let's pull it up so you can see it. We took out the opening range high, price is flipping and appears to be taking out the opening range low with this this 5-minute bearish candle close. But the overall market structure for me is bullish, right? We're bullish on this market structure until we get like some smaller time frame breaks of, let's say kilos here. That would indicate a possible sell move to the downside. Likewise with Nas, a break below this low here would result in a sell move to the downside, a steeper move to the downside. So what I would anticipate, and actually as I'm looking at it here, Nas is a little cleaner. So what I'll be waiting for is a correction to form here on Nas. See if we can come down to our premium zone either within this area here or for a possible retest play in this area here, and a smaller time frame flip for a bullish continuation to take out the highs and to sweep the previous, or the current, I guess you could say, 4-hour candle high. That's what I'm anticipating, coming off of, what the market structure is showing me here early on into this New York session. And this was also sent out in the daily outlook that we would be looking for possible buy positions here on NQ. As with gold is rejecting off of this area here as well. Possible longs from this level here. I want to see a smaller time frame shift, but it's coming into that key area of resistance in here. Still coming off of a 15-minute and 5-minute bearish candle close. Why 5-minute candle look like? It is bearish.
So you see how mine looks like this? Like on this screen right here, it just closed, but
yeah,
it closed with this fat daddy, but it did not look like this on my job.
I mean, your candle just closed.
No, I know, but it was like I couldn't explain it. I had seen it. It looked like Wicky like this, but I come back and it's a fat candle like this.
All right, testing in these lows here. A 5-minute bullish closure here on the YM would result in a possible nice move here for the Dow. 1-minute closing bullish here, or appearing to close bullish, shall I say. It's about a current $400 risk from this low here. Now what I want to see, like I said, is a smaller time frame confirmation in alignment with this possible bullish move, right? So we want to see our smaller time frame align with this so that we can, execute on possible positions. If our smaller time frame isn't aligning with what we need to see, then that's just what it is. Now, what can we see here for potentially on NQ? So NQ is on my HOTT hot to go. So what did price do? we're in a corrective wave. Overall bullish market structure, but we're in a corrective wave. Price just created a low that broke through these lows, which means that this 1 minute time frame is now in a bearish trend, right? So we need the 1 minute time frame to now switch from being in a bearish trend to being in a bullish trend. That will be created with the creation of a higher high, possibly, and a higher low. Now, if price takes off is too volatile for me to get in on this this Dow Jones or this Nas move, I likely just take YM from this area, because YM actually has a bit more or I'm not gonna say a bit more volume, but it's at this key level of demand here, which we could see a rejection off of for price to potentially push bullish, coming off of a possible bullish candle closure, right? So just trying to align all the time frames. We are at some type of resistance here on the smaller time frame within this area here. But as of right now on the YM for the 5 minute time frame, we are just remaining in this bullish structure. And if this in fact does hold, I'll look to get in on the first 1 minute bullish candle following this 5 minute bullish candle closure here. Anticipating that the next 4-hour candle continues to push up and fill the wick. We got 16 minutes into this current 4-hour candle closes, so it's still a lot of time that price can move before then. But that's what I would anticipate, you know, on the 4-hour candle close. So we had this low get taken out here. We had this high get taken out. This is prime for buys, right? Prime. So we got a minute into this candle closes here, or a minute into this 4 or 5 minute candle closes. We'll be looking for buy positions here. Stop on the YM following this 5 minute candle close, which closes here in the next 40 seconds. So I'll be looking for the first 1 minute bullish candle to close. We had our smaller time frame shift. Price created a high, created a steeper low, created a new high. Price comes down into my area of interest with my confirmation. That is exactly what I want to see to execute on, right? That's what I want to see. All right, so candle just opened up here. We got to wait for the first 1 minute candle to close bullish. All right, so I got this up on all accounts here. Bullish candle close. I'm gonna set my buy stop.
Activated.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I couldn't get in on one account, but I am in on this other account. Let's see if we get a pullback. I'll scale in. This is why you gotta have something else.
Break even.
All right, yeah. So we're in on this. Gonna move stops to break even. Risk free on this trade. All right, so first trade of the week. Already looking pretty good here.
Yeah, 20 to what the handle.
Okay, so I could have probably just gotten a pullback.
Facts.
I was too busy sending it to the Telegram so that everybody knows that we're in on this.
Yeah, I'm about to go to the VIP.
In on buys here. Absolutely risk free. How we got in, 5-minute candle or Dow Jones reached our area of interest. You can see we created a new high. Overall daily analysis sent out to the VIP was in fact bullish, so we were looking for a bullish move. We've seen the smaller time frame create a low, create a high, a lower low. Then we broke through that high, corrected back down with the 5-minute candle closing bullish. That's my candle confirmation. We went ahead and broke through our high here and went ahead and moved stops to break even on that trade. Taking out at break even. So first trade of this week, break even trade. Not bad. Price is still at this area of interest. Let's see. We possibly could see a steeper move to the downside now that price has taken out. I mean, obviously we taken out the opening range high and opening range low. So now we are anticipating a possible steeper move. Let's see how this current 5-minute candle closes. So what we did here is we had price create a high, create a low, create a new high, new low, new high. We went ahead, which is why we moved our stops to break even. And then we had price pull back and take us out here, creating a new low. Now, what does this do? Two things. One, it could potentially close this 5-minute candle to be a bearish candle closure. Now, if this 5-minute candle is in fact a bearish candle closure, there's a possible chance that we could see a sweep of these lows here and price make a steeper move to the downside. I'm not anticipating that, but that's what we can potentially see here. Likewise with Nas had broke through that high, came back down, did not close. 5-minute candle just in fact closed bearish for Nas, but we did in fact close bullish here for YM. So we could potentially see this YM move start to play out here and make that steeper move to the upside. As of right now, I'm more inclined to price potentially selling. Now, why am I inclined to price selling from this? Not necessarily from this area. I think the YM or NQ is actually showing it more than the YM. But why do I think this? While price created a high, created a low, created a higher high, higher low, new high, then it broke through that area there. We hadn't seen this 5-minute candle close bearish, so that doesn't incline me to want to sell this, even though this is a beautiful possible sell entry coming up here. I can't take it on this account. We just closed as a yeah. So that this price created the low, rejected, and then slid back down. We could potentially see this go and break through this low down here. Let's see how price reacts. That's what I'm anticipating. Why? Because we swept the opening range high already. So since we swept the opening range high, there's a 70% chance, you can see the high was taken out here with this move up. There's a 70% chance that we would go ahead now and take out this low as well, which there's resistance around this level. Overall market structure still bullish until these levels get hit, but I'm anticipating a potential steeper move to the downside. And that might not happen. Like that literally might not happen. The way the NQ looks here on the smaller time frame, price just created a high, higher low, It's looking like it could potentially tap back into there. So we shall see how price reacts within this area. The 5-minute candle did in fact close bullish, so we can't negate this 5-minute candle bullish closure. It's just not how we would have wanted this to execute in terms of our own position. You know what I mean? So we got one break even right here. Price is still bullish. Let's just see a break of this high, which we just got. Let's see if we can get a correction back down and then a continued bullish move for price to go ahead and try to tag into these highs up here. Now, what do we see happen in terms of the volume currently on the smaller time frame? We have an impulsive move here. Why is this an impulsive move? Because it is a high volume move to the downside that wiped out all this volume here. And now what appears to be a possible corrective structure. Possible. Now, overall market structure is bullish. 4-hour time frame is in fact going to close bullish here in the next 7 minutes. 1-hour time frame is bullish. 30-minute is bearish. But this 15-minute currently bullish, 5-minute bullish. Yeah, it's looking like we're going to go ahead and hit the target that kind of was intended for our first trade. So first trade break even. Not a bad move. I would have been taken out had I not moved stops to break even. And why we moved stops to break even is because price got an impulsive move to push up. It broke through our key high, anticipating this is going to be our key low. What happened? Price closed as a bullish 5-minute candle and then swept the low here. So we had a low taken out, high now taken out again. Price still remains in a bullish market structure. So I would anticipate a possible bullish flip here. But we just got to be patient, right? We're not looking to rush anything. We're not looking to force any trades. We took the break even, which would have been a likely small L. Had we not moved stops to break even, perfectly fine. Price created a new low, a steeper low, shall I say, and then began to push up in the direction of the trend following the 5-minute candle closing bullish from our previous candle. We just had that 5-minute candle low swept, which is not what I wanted to see from my particular entry that I had. Taking a look here at NQ. NQ just remaining in this bullish trend. We may see a possible correction from here. A correction back down for a possible another bullish flip, another bullish run. So those are the two moves that I'll be looking for, right? I think NQ looks kind of cleaner than the YM right now. Personally, from a structural perspective. So maybe looking to just scale into this current 4-hour or the next 4-hour candle, shall I say, here for NQ. So we'll wait for a possible pullback, either from here or a retest and a continuation. Let's update everybody on what the structure was for Telegram. What was this, the 1 hour? 1 hour is looking extremely bullish coming off of this. So what I want to do is just update, not upgrade. Yeah, so let's wait here for NQ, see if we can get a correction on NQ for a possible continuation to scale into the next 4-hour candle, right? So the current 5-minute candle just closes a bullish candle above this resistance. We should see this steeper move to the upside from here. I would love to see a correction, so I'm going to wait for a correction to form before I look to execute on my entry or possible entry, shall I say. And we actually might have a better opportunity on YM. I know I keep going back and forth, but why I say we might actually have a better opportunity on the YM than the NQ is because of how the 4-hour candle is closing. So this current 4-hour candle here with YM or NQ doesn't have much of a wick to fill, right? With the YM, we have a little bit more of a ways away to go if you dial down to the smaller time frame here, which is this is our 4-hour candle high up here. So instead of our 4-hour candle high being literally exactly where we're at, we have a little bit more room to run to the upside here for YM. And this is all what was expected, right? We're expecting bullish market structure because we're in an overall bullish market structure. This was sent out to the VIP, right? All of these things are aligning with what, what we anticipated to see for this market open. So BE on our first trade, and we'll look to execute on our next trade here shortly once this current 4-hour candle closes, right? 4-hour candle closed bullish. We're going to look for a possible scaling. Our possible scaling. 5 minute is bullish as well. In Q, you can see this 5 minute candle just flip bullish as anticipated. Price to flip bullish, continue pushing up. This 5 minute candle is bullish. So I may look to just scale into this next 5 minute candle, anticipating a 4-hour candle high break. Coming off of this, this 4-hour, if we can. 4-hour closes in 1 minute and 26 seconds. I'm going to change this candle here to being from our 4-hour candle to being a 5 minute candle, so I can see how the 5 minute candle is closing. 5 minute candles extremely bullish here for both assets. Gold kind of, just doing its own thing over here. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be much of a scale in for that continuation here to the top. We got about 56 seconds. If we can start to get some type of a pullback here, potentially can scale into this move for the break of the high. Let's see how much. I mean, this will be a relatively small move. Yeah, very small move here. Very low risk to reward caliber move. Now, we do have larger time frame targets that price can go and run to, which would be in these areas up here. So we could say these highs would be our larger time frame area of interest. So this is an area where we can anticipate price to potentially run to if in fact we do see this bullish continuation. So 15 seconds until this 4-hour candle closes, and then we'll look to execute on the second trade here. Yeah, so let's pull gold. That's just letting me know that the 4-hour candle did in fact just close. So we're gonna log into my accounts here. All right, count is loaded. Gold, what is gold doing? I don't need to see gold. 5 minute candle. So 5 minute candle just closed bullish. It's looking like we can get a bullish continuation. Look to probably scale in on this 1 minute here, just as a small risk trade. Oh nah. Oh well. I definitely wanted to see this continue up, but just not a lot of risk to reward here to offer for that move. Now, obviously, we could see a steeper move to go up to our larger time frame target. It's just that after we get a high break generally in a session time, that we see a steeper low get put in, right? So getting in at the height of this is not ideal. We would have loved to see markets continue just from where we were at. You can see now we're opening up. First 5 minute candle of this current 4-hour candle just in fact opened up here. 30 minute candle closed bearish with an extremely large bottom wick down there. NQ, let's see, likewise of NQ. No, NQ is just bullish on all time frames here. So we're bullish on daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 30, 15, 5 minute. Like we're bullish on all time frames on the NQ. So price is still in a bullish market structure. See if we can get a 5-minute correction. A 5-minute correction and then getting a potential bullish continuation based play would be ideal. So hopefully this 5-minute candle closes bearish. If not, this will be kind of less than ideal. Kind of less than ideal. Okay, so yeah, we're just seeing this continue on up. 5-minute candle just closed bullish. Not a sell. Looking for a buy. Buy, stop. Here we go. Doo-doo. Stop loss. Take profit. See if we can't get a continued push into these highs here. So, oh, my stop order was just rejected. Stop loss is kind of cheeky here. Let's see. Are we going to get a 1-minute flip for a bullish continuation? $17 here. Doesn't look like it. 5-minute candle is about to close bullish. We're going to modify this, but 5-minute candle just closed bullish, so we could still take a possible buy on the first 1-minute candle that closes bullish within this 5-minute, which is looking like it might just be this right here. Wow, chat, wow. Let's see. 36 seconds left. I will go ahead and take a buy when we see this close. And I'll look to target these highs up here potentially. It's just taking off without us, chat. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be enough. It's kind of shiced in terms of just buying right at this area of interest. Obviously, I like how this previous 5-minute candle closed. But we're just making it real hard here on the 1-minute. NQ looks likewise, you know, same pretty much overall market structure. Yeah, we're going ahead and breaking those highs of our target area there. So target profit, if we were able to hold this trade, obviously not in, was hit in terms of our area of interest, just execution slightly off. Ended up with a break-even trade. Right direction, wrong entry. Break even on the first trade. So now what do I expect to happen? Well, I'm anticipating and I'm hoping for we get because we just had this 4-hour candle high relatively, well, it hasn't been broken yet, but it's just tapped into that 4-hour candle high. And we're at an area now where we could potentially see a flip. Remember, 70% chance that we get a sweep of the high and the low. We already swept the high, have not swept the low. So we're still in a bullish market structure. Just keep that in the back of your cranium that, you know what I'm saying, at this area of interest, we can see a steep move to the downside, possibly just 70% chance, right? Overall, structure is bullish, so this is why I don't want to scale in just right at this area here, because this is a key resistance. If we would have got something a little bit smaller of a bullish 1 minute candle, we would have been able to enter our position, and then when price pushed up to here, we would have been able to move stops to break even. So just a what is good, Susio? Hope you're doing well, brother. Now the question is, are we gonna fill this 30-minute candle? I doubt it. I really do doubt it. But we are getting a 5-minute correction, which is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So what am I waiting for now? You guys are wondering, what am I waiting for now? This is what I'm waiting for now. I need price to come back, form a smaller time frame, lower lows and lower highs within this wave here. And then for us to get yet another smaller time frame shift, I look to enter in if we get that 5-minute candle close in the direction of our trend with that smaller time frame shift. I'll go ahead and execute on buy positions to take out these highs up here, the highs that's created in the current 4-hour candle. Now, what will I want to see happen in order for me to execute on that position? I would love for one, this 5-minute candle to close bearish. That's the very first thing I would love, is this 5-minute candle to close bearish. Why? Because that can induce that we can start to see a steeper move to the downside, which will give me my smaller time frame shift. We already actually have a smaller time frame shift going on here. We just want to see this continue to be a little steeper to the downside, right? So we had price create a high, a low, a higher high. We came down, we broke through this low. I want to see this 5-minute candle, which is currently bearish, but depends on the next 1 minute, to form a top wick and then a steeper move to the downside, right? For price to create lower lows and lower highs. And then once we come into our area of interest down here closer to our demand zone, we want to see that smaller time frame market shift for a continued bullish push. Now, if price does it right here in the next 46 seconds, I definitely don't want to see this close bullish. So this closes bearish. That's a good sign that we could see that steep move to the downside, possibly. You know, current volume is in fact bullish just on the day, and all of our time frames are aligning to the bullish trend. But this is what I want to see to be able to execute on my next trade. What is good, Susio Jones? What is good, my boy? Yeah, so 5-minute just flipping bullish here. Extremely bullish, looking like it's just going to continue in the direction of the trend, like we get a shallow break and a potential continuation. So 5-minute candle just closed bullish. Let's see if we can't get a scale in on the next key 1 minute, right? First 1 minute bullish candle to close within this 5-minute, we can look to scale in. Why? Because the 5-minute just closed bullish. We have a lot of volume. We haven't grabbed the bottom wick yet, so it implies that we could see a bearish candle form. Close. We have the bottom wick, so this candle doesn't have to close bearish. But if it does close bearish, better confirmation for me. We just broke through this high, even though we took out this low. Price is still bullish. Larger time frame is bullish as well. Perfect sign. Perfect for a possible setup. Immense push to the downside. Let's see if we can get a bullish candle to close within this area. This might just be the bullish candle to close. And if it is, it's likely just going to push with volume. If it pushes without me, it just pushes without me, right, chat? I'm not going to chase this. I'm not going to FOMO into this trade or this setup here. If this just goes up in this 1 minute, by all means, it is gone, right? I can't do nothing with that. because I'm not going to just get in at an area of interest. I need to see my candle confirmation form before I look to get in. Obviously, we would have definitely wanted to be risk-free in this area here just to let price do what it is, whatever it is it's going to do. We might be able to, if it's not too extended, we might be able to scale into this move here. Okay. Yep. So buy stop is set here for if this current 1 minute flips bullish. I just got activated. Oh, might not be the best entry. 1 minute just closed bullish. We took out this high here, but it's looking like we might just go ahead and take out this low. Yeah, not what I want to see in terms of this candle here. See if we can get a bullish flip.
Now activated.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move. We get some volume here. We're going to move stops to break even. Yeah, because I don't want to have any more risk on this trade. If I had taken out, it is what it is. The trade closed bullish. Price is probably going to continue pushing up. I just didn't like the reaction that I got personally, or the reaction initially. But this is yeah. I moved stops to break even way too fast. I just am not confident in this area. That's all it is. Realistically, just wasn't confident in this area. But it's probably price to push up. Let's see how this 5 minute closes. If this 5 minute can close bullish, then that'd be solid. But I just didn't like the reaction from that area. Wound up just taking a stop loss at break even. Move stops to break even on that trade. This 1 minute closes bullish though. I mean, it should in theory go up. Flip bullish and flip bullish. Yeah, so it should just push up from here. 5 minute candle just closed bullish, or is appearing to try to close bullish. Yeah, it's got 53 seconds left. So it's fighting here in this area with this candle here. But I think this is like how gold was yesterday on the 4 hour. It's going to buy, right?
But if this 5 minute close bearish, I close this trade.
I truthfully don't think it is.
20 seconds left.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just going to continue going up, guys, to these highs. I might get scale into the 5 minute one more time, but it's like I really don't like this area to be scaling into a potential buy position. Like what I would love more so, even though it is likely that this can get broken here, 5 minute candle just closed bullish. Great sign that price can make a steeper move up. I would prefer this to break the high first, right? And the only reason why I say that is because I just don't like the rejection that we've been seeing, even though it's likely to get broken, right?
Move stops a little bit more in the drawdown or higher up.
Five minute candle closed bullish. Previous 15 just closed and open bullish as well. So yeah, all good signs that this is gonna go ahead and flip to be in a bullish move here. Where did I get in at? Somewhere within here. With stops below, like here somewhere. Yeah, at 1-1 for our first target is just not necessarily ideal. But as you can see, every candle has just closed bullish after. It's just very weak. When we get the break right here, as it's probably about to do. Yeah.
But it's below
this area. It just keeps closing below it.
I have my stops right here.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, you're good. You're good. I mean, that's a solid place to have your stop loss, is what I'm saying. So this is the first 1 minute of the current 5 minute candle. Previous 5 minute candle just opened up bullish. So this is, in fact, actually the second 1 minute candle following the 5 minute. 5 minute candles opening up. There's a ton of liquidity built at this area within these highs. Let's take a look at NQ. NQ kind of doing the same thing, right? We just kind of have price, we're stuck at this area, but look, it's looking like it's gonna go ahead and go 1 minute to close bullish. Yeah, this should continue pushing bullish.
Break even.
Yeah, drop it in the chat, gang. Just broke through these highs. Same with NQ. NQ previous 5 minute close bearish though. Not a fan of that. 15 bullish, 1 hour, 4 hour, everything else bullish. You know, 5 minute, a little sketchier. All right, so a 5 minute. Now that we've just taken out this high, a 5 minute bullish closure and a scale in, I'm all for it, right? So I'll take one more possible scale in position at this move. Taking 2 trades, one right here. One right here that prematurely moved stops to break even, got taken out before this high. 5 minute candle is still, oh no, not quite. Got 1 minute and 28 seconds. So I'll scale into the possible next 5 minute. Gotta see, still a minute left in this 4 hour or in this 5 minute candle, excuse me. Yeah, that's exactly what I expected.
Me too. Well, I was hoping for it to.
That's exactly what I expected.
Finish just closing bullish. Seconds though.
Yeah. So I'll scale into the next 5 minute chat. That's about this will be the last trade I take today. So guaranteed the last trade taken after this scale in. One more time. We'll let this one run out. Being that this 5 minute candle closes bullish and not flipping bearish. Let's see, 6 seconds left. Okay, with this bearish closure, I'm just going to go ahead and chalk that one, right? Five-minute candle closed bearish. We could see something like with NQ where the 5 minute candle closes bearish and then you see a steeper move up on the next 1 minute. I just like to have my times aligned. At break even. So 2 break even trades today for the both of us. Ouch, my back is killing. Where you at on your account?
940.
940. Where that? Where that? Gold here. Gold is attempting to create new highs with gold. In Q, previous 5-minute close bullish. This is the first 1-minute bullish candle closure. Chat, having a break above a high and then this 5-minute candle closing bearish is just not what you want to see in terms of just hopping back into a buy. At least for myself. Why? Because that leaves a steeper room for this to come to the downside following a potential 5-minute correction after breaking a 5-minute key high. This is why I said I'm not inclined to just hopping in at this area because of what we could potentially see, right? Now, this structure just remains bullish to me on the smaller time frame. So despite the 5-minute candle closing bearish, this is creating a potential higher high, higher low. We just want to wait, I guess essentially for that extra bit of confirmation, right? So any buys that I take after this, we're going to look for a short, small time frame buy, probably like a 1-to-1 risk to reward trade. If we, in fact, see buys continuing. Today will be that 30% where price doesn't in fact sweep back to the low, even though I still am inclined to price sweeping the low. Just no market structure on the smaller time frame to really confirm that or to really get me interested in some move such as that one there. Took out this previous 4-hour candle high. Just, yes, so much volume following the previous 4-hour candle that I don't anticipate a huge, 4-hour correction, but we can see it. Like, what did we see happen Friday, right? We seen for Wednesday, price pushed up. Then that last 4-hour candle pushed to the downside, right? That 10 o'clock candle opened up, and then we pushed to the downside. Did, in fact, end up sweeping the lows. So it's not that it's impossible. It's not impossible. It's just not necessarily a high probability trade that I would be necessarily interested in, right? So it is currently 10:30. So what I'm likely going to do, one person here, I'll actually just sit this out, or not sit this out, but we'll just we'll wait here for our next possible position to scale into. Price remains in a bullish market structure. So if we come back down in here and we get a smaller time frame flip, I'm taking buys, looking for the high to get broken, right? We're finally getting a 5-minute correction after getting that high broke. This is why I was not inclined to buying off of this bearish candle close, because it's anticipated that you make a steeper correction following a bearish candle closing in this area and the rejections that we had, right? That's exactly why I didn't want to scale into this move at this area, right? Because you tend to see once you get a larger time frame area break, you get a shift, right? So that's what I'll be waiting for. So the next move, what is the next move? Because I'm actually going to hop off here shortly. So what am I looking at? We just had a high get created on the 5-minute. We're seeing a correction form. I want to see a smaller time frame change of character, potentially at an area of interest here. Continuation of that bullish move. We'll look to scale into the buys one more time, and we'll continue looking for this possible move until two things. One, either our session ends, which our session ends at 12:30. That's when I personally stop trading. Or we see a break of a key low, which this becomes the key low on the 5-minute time frame here. So you can see I kind of have an alert set at this area of interest. Why? Because if price breaks through this low, that now flips the structure from being bullish to now being bearish, right? So I have my alert set at my premium zone. So I have alert set here. We're going to add an alert at my premium zone. So I'll be looking for a smaller time frame change of character at my premium zone. Or what we could potentially see is another break of the high, then a correction and a continuation. Whatever it is that we end up looking for and executing on, I will be sending it to the VIP Telegram. Like I sent the daily outlook anticipating, this bullish bias, which is what we've seen throughout the session. So we'll look to capitalize on the possible buy move, when the markets show us on the smaller time frame that we got our confirmation.